Good morning, guys. MWUSA Season 4, Episode 65. And this morning is Friday morning. Got up and just thought, hey, another day, doing my normal thing. And I leave the house, I go to my car, and there's frost on my car. Now, within the last week, we've hit 75 degrees around here. And I'm like, I couldn't believe that there's frost on the car. I get in the car, start it up, and get going on my trip, and the temperature is 18 degrees outside, 18. So definitely a frosty start to the day. Today is Friday, and as you may know, I'm supposed to be at the office today working in person. We're not going to do that, but we need to show that we were there. So I am going to get there as early as possible without having to sign in. If you get there like 4 in the morning, you have to sign in and go through paperwork and all this stuff to get in. So I'm getting there like with a minute to spare, right before you don't have to fill out paperwork, that you can just scan your card to get in. And there should be the overnight receptionist should be there, security guard should be there. So I will walk in and say hello, say I'm just going to be a minute, just going to grab something from my desk, and then I'll go up to my desk and then come back down and say goodbye, and we'll be on our way for the day. Yesterday, good day, couple $1,000 overall, that's all good. And today, hopefully, we'll make at least 1,000 as well. And that's our goal here. So that's where we are right now, heading to the office, and I'll be back to update you. All right, guys, I am back. And, I'm just thinking tonight I'm going to have to check in for our flight. Our flight is tomorrow evening. So yeah, man, I can't believe it's already here. So I walk into the building like 2 minutes before the earliest allowed start time, and I figured the ladies that are normally there as receptionists in the front should not be there. Security guard from last night should be there. I pull into the parking lot actually, but there was only like 5 cars in there. A huge parking lot. I go in the building, and the security guard is still there from last night. I say hello. I said, I'm only going to be here for a minute. Oh, okay, you're just going to grab something? I said, yeah. I go in. I go to my desk. I move my chair slightly askew and go back downstairs through the stairwell and go out the front door. And the guy's got his earbuds in and doesn't even hear me leaving. So yeah, real good security guard there. Doesn't even know what's going on around him. I was 10 feet away from him and he didn't even know. But we are, what's going on here? Where's it taking me? Wait a minute. Oh, wow. I've never been this way before. Alright, so we're going to start our journey now. Temperature is up to 28 degrees somehow. And we'll see what happens here. It's taking me a direction I've never gone before to get to my first casino. So we'll see. Maybe there's an accident or traffic or something, the normal direction that I take. But that's really about what's going on. So I'm just going to sit back, follow the directions, and in a little while start my system up and get a little bit of work done on my drive. And I'll be back with you after my first stop. Alright guys, I am back. So approaching my first casino here. The weather has gotten much better. It was dark and gloomy and a little bit of rain. Now it's bright, there's no clouds in the sky. I mean, that's what happens. You're traveling hours and hours in the car. You're getting ahead or behind the weather. So definitely much better outside. It's 32 degrees, the sun is out, so it should warm up pretty quickly. I do have a meeting with my team this morning. However, it got moved by half an hour, which is not the greatest thing in the world. but it's not the worst thing either. So I'm going to be going into this first casino. As long as I'm in and out of there in 30 minutes, I should be able to make it to my second casino by the time my meeting starts. So I'll be able to sit in that parking lot and do my meeting, and then go into the casino without having to drive any further. The way the meeting was set up before, I would have had to stop on the side of the road, do my meeting, and then continue on. So overall, not the worst thing. Hopefully we find some good plays, and if we get delayed, we get delayed, but we're here to make money first, and then we'll worry about the meeting later on. So that's what's happening right now. Approaching my first stop, and I'll be back, let you know how things went. Okay guys, back online here. Went into this place and found some, let me think, actually, yeah, trying to make sure that I have my numbers straight here. Unusual plays. Some plays that I've never played before, because I've never found them in position, and still didn't do that great on them. Originally found a play. I was involved for 200 on that one, ended up losing like $40 or $30 on that one. Moved on to some other stuff, and just was finding very little. Actually, I was down about 120 after the second play. Continued on, and I was running out of time. I took one more lap and found a set of machines that I never find plays on, but I had a few minutes left, so I tried to squeeze out a little bit more EV and played those, and left those down about 250, and then went and found one other machine and played that one through, and ended up leaving the session down $121. So minor, $121. My top bet was $15 a spin, so to be down 121 is okay. It doesn't feel great to be playing a $15 a spin machine and then not make a big profit, but you do what you need to do. I was playing it when I was supposed to, and just didn't work out that one time. And if you think about it, that's only like what, 7-8 spins, so nothing you could do about that. So right now, continuing on to the next casino, I am a few minutes behind, so I'll have to gain a few minutes on my trip here, and hopefully get into a parking garage, casino parking garage, in time to start my meeting. Otherwise, if I'm only a minute or two off, I may start my meeting on mute and just not go through all the little, hey, how's it going? Good, how's it going? All that stuff at the beginning of the meeting, or I may join a minute late or something like that. So we'll see what happens. Right now, we are heading toward our next casino, where we will be sitting in the car for between 45 minutes and an hour doing a meeting, and then we will go in and play some blackjack, and I'll come back and update you. I know I haven't updated you for a while. I don't know how much you care, but about how I'm doing on my weight loss. I'm doing well. This morning I was at a new all-time low for my weight, so feeling good about that and staying very motivated. I can't believe I'm staying this motivated and doing the right thing, and I'm eating probably less than 20 carbs a day right now, eating less food. Last night I made a nice little meal for myself. I don't even remember what the family was eating, but I know it was something that I couldn't touch. But I made myself some chorizo and eggs. Oh man, that is delicious. And I like the spicy, and honestly, that chorizo was not spicy enough, but it was pretty good. I made a whole pack of it, so tonight I'll probably have some for dinner as well. Maybe make something with it, maybe even put it on some kind of a salad or something like that. Put a little sriracha instead of dressing on there, and enjoy that, and that'll be pretty close to 0 carbs. So, and my salads are very basic. They're basically iceberg lettuce or some other lettuce, maybe spinach, although I don't like it that much, and some either blue cheese with blue cheese dressing, or a light olive oil with lemon and salt or something like that, but all 0 carb stuff. The dressing sometimes has like 2 carbs, but you can't beat that. So, and it's stuff that's filling and makes you feel full. So I still have vegetables in the car. Sorry about that. There's a stalled vehicle ahead. I still have some vegetables in the car and some beef jerky. So I'll be eating that on my way out to the casinos today, and I will be back. All right, guys, let's go over things. I was in there quite a while. And I really didn't have to be, but I was trying to get as many sessions in before my trip that I could. And we'll take this one step at a time here, and hopefully it'll make sense. I walk in, I'm looking around, I see a slot play. I play that, I lose a couple bucks on that, like $30 or something on that one. So I'm all right though. I mean, I go play blackjack. The tables had just opened up, so there were some empty opportunity tables. I go sit down and play, have a decent first session right away, and I get up ahead $500. So all that is good. Now, play a few more slots, not much is going on. Go play blackjack again in a different area. This is a lower limit table, a $20 table. I was spreading $20 to $300 on this table, one hand, and I played this table for 1 hour and 40 minutes. Again, spreading from 20 to 300, and the low for my session was minus 1400, minus 1400. The high for the session was plus 250. And this session was just unbelievable. The length of time that the table was neutral was so long. It was like a neutral count for like 7 shoes. It was unbelievable. There was nothing going on forever. There was a guy came to the table later on. Like, I played by myself for almost an hour and a half. Guy comes to the table. He's playing. He bought in for 100. He's playing like 20 on the main bet and 20 on each of the side bets. Loses his money in 2 hands. Rebuys for another 100. Similar situation happens, and he loses his money and he leaves. Later on, I see him playing a slot machine. So, obviously he's just shooting in the dark there, hoping that something is going to happen. So when he gets up, there's an old man behind me, real short guy. I'd say at least in his 70s, maybe older than that. And he's standing behind me, and he's like, "You don't care if I stand here, do you?" And I'm like, "No, the only problem with people standing behind you is eventually they ask you for money." And he stood there for 5 minutes or so, pretending to be my friend, and then eventually walked away. So that's one thing you got to be careful of. If someone's behind you and making you uncomfortable, which it should always make you uncomfortable, if someone's watching what you're doing, they could A, work for the casino, B, want to rob you. It's very rare that someone you don't know is going to come up behind you and watch you play and cheer you on and want to give you good luck. They want you to have good luck so you can give them money because they gave you good luck. That's the kind of angle these guys are usually running. Anyway, he left, and then a couple comes to the table. They had come by earlier but didn't sit down, and then they came by again. This time they sat down. They each bought in for $100, and they were hitting every 10 and ace in the deck, man. They were hitting ace, 10, blackjack. At one point, the guy had 2 aces, split them, got 2 10s, and the wife got blackjack also. And it was like the dealer is dealing, I'm on third base. It's like ace, 10, 10, 4. So they both have blackjacks. I have a 14. I have a 15. I have a 16. And going on and on and on. And I rode the roller coaster. I had ups and downs. It's not like I was going straight down, but it was the most agonizing thing I've had in a long time, where I'm just sitting there. It's like when you watch people on YouTube who are like the poker guys, and they're like, you look at like Brad Owen, I think, has the time in the right corner. And it's like, early on, I had Ace King, and you look and it's been like an hour and 15 minutes. That's his early on. That's what this was like. I didn't have any good hands for like a long time, 20 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes. I had multiple times where it was over 10 hands in a row that I lost. I had multiple shoes where the dealer had more than 5 blackjacks. And I'm like, it's going to turn around. I'm getting zero heat. The pit boss doesn't care what I'm doing. I mean, obviously, I'm not betting very high. I got all these neutral counts. And when he'd walk away, I'd have a high count. When he'd come back, I'd have a low count. It was working out great, but I was not getting the money. And I was so close the whole time. I was within, 400 or 500 the whole time, and it just didn't work out. And eventually I ended up leaving minus $1,125. So I left that table down, and then I went to another table. I back counted for a while, and then another guy sits down, making 2 people, and I sat down because it was like a running +5, which was like 1.5, almost 2 true count. So I sit down, I play there. I had 875, I believe, in chips. I lost the 375. I didn't want to get the $500 chip out of my pocket, so I rebought for 400 more in cash eventually. Once was 100 on a double down, and then 300 more. And I ended up leaving that table down $375. And then a friend of mine came to the table, and he was a little bit louder than I would like, talking about a whole card opportunity. So I'm like, okay, I'll go take a look and see what's going on here. And so I sit down at this table, and first hand, not really close. It was pretty far from being a whole card. That hand I lost. The next hand, I've got the minimum, which I believe was $25 out there, and I get a blackjack, but I'm not seeing anything that she's showing me. And he's like, yeah, she was showing more before. And I was like, dude, be quiet, don't say it where people can possibly hear you. So I ended up leaving that table. But was I up $12.50 on that table? Oh no, I was up $5 because it was a 6-5 table on top of that. Luckily, I only played 2 hands to discover that the whole card opportunity was not very good. So overall, how did I do? I lost $995. Lost $995 at that place. Plus, I lost 36 on the slots, so lost a little over 1,000, and lost 121 at my first stop. And now it's been like, I was there 3 hours, so about 2 hours and 30 minutes probably of blackjack. So what are you going to do? But this puts me in a little bind here. There's another place nearby I want to go to play blackjack, but I'm way behind on my schedule. I have to get home because we're going to Vegas tomorrow. I want to take my wife's car in to get repaired. We were still going back and forth with the insurance, but they're denying the claim. They're basically giving us $900 for $3,000 worth of damage. So whatever, I took the money. I have to deposit that check too. I haven't even deposited. It's been like 3 weeks. I'm going to take her van into the repair shop and just tell them to do it. And then whatever it is, I'll just pay the difference. I'm not too worried about that, but just very frustrating. I've already talked to the insurance agent and told them as soon as this is over and the check clears, we're canceling with this insurance company. He said he's already shopping around because he knew I would. Because he knows the kind of guy I am. I had a claim denied one time for my roof. There had been hail in the area. There'd been hail in the area, and there was severe damage to my roof. The shingles were pulled up and all this stuff, and this guy's like, well, the roof is already like 12 years old. And no, I don't care if it's 12 years old. It's supposed to be a 30-year roof or whatever, and all the shingles are pulled up. So I ended up leaving that company, moved to another company, waited 6 more months, called them and explained it was from that time, but we didn't get it through. No, there was another event. They came out, blah, blah, blah. So we got it done. But anyway, I ended up leaving the insurance company then too, and it's like, that one was Liberty Mutual. They were awful to deal with. Talk about a cheap company. Only get what you need. My goodness, they had some of the deductibles were like $4,000 deductibles. Who wants a $4,000 deductible on their house? So anyway, what else? So the last table, the second to last table I was at, where I lost the 375, there was a guy playing the center seat, and I was back counting him. When I sat down because older black guy sits down, and this guy is like, he must win a fortune or lose a fortune. There's no in between. He buys in for 600 at a time, every time, and he'll double and split using just stray $100 bills that he has. And he will play 75 on the hand and 75 on each of the two side bets, but not exactly 75, like 80, 65, 67, 50, ridiculous amounts. So he's always getting black chips. He's always getting red chips. He's always getting change, always slowing down the game. But I was looking for a game to play. This is the only one. And when the guy in the middle left the table, I'm like, I'm cool. It's just me and this other guy playing. But he was playing two hands, so it wasn't that great. But I still never got good positive counts. So today was a day of neutral and negative counts. I would say 70% neutral, 20% negative. It was that bad. And the only real success I had was early on, and I don't know, I guess I should have left and gone to the other casino like I normally would, but I was trying to get a couple more sessions in, and I thought I had time. So that's what's happening right now. The temperature is up to 54 degrees. I need to stop and get fuel soon. I'm going to stretch it out as long as I can, and then get some fuel, and I'll be back with you. So we're moving on to the next casino, and I'll be back. Alright guys, stopped and got fuel and continuing on my trip, and I just realized even if I go straight home, I'm not going to be able to get to this repair shop before they close, but they are open tomorrow morning, so I'll have to take the car in tomorrow. Ridiculous highway here. Hear all the... That is ridiculous. Fix your highway. Anyway, so I made a mistake there. I should have gone on to the next casino. Gotten another session of blackjack in. Who knows what would have happened, but at least I would have given myself an opportunity. I hate to end like this, but that looks like what's going to happen. So let me think here. Tomorrow, Saturday, I still have other stuff I'm going to do today, but just thinking for tomorrow, I do need to pick up a little bit of free play. I'll try to do that in the afternoon. And other than that, really nothing else going on. So maybe we could go drop off the car together and then head down to the casino, pick that up. Yeah. So right now we're going to continue on to another casino. Hopefully make some money back. Hopefully have one winning session today. And I'll come back and I hope give you some good news. All right, guys. I am back. I was there for a long time and played slots only. I walk in and it's very crowded. Turns out that there's some kind of big promotion going on for low rollers, not high rollers. High rollers is over. The people with the lower level cards today get the benefits. If you have a high level card today, you get nothing. So I get in there, start looking around. I find a machine that, okay, I gotta admit, it's right on the bubble, all right? It's not quite there. It's really close. And under the right circumstances, within a couple spins, it's in the right place. I spun that machine almost 3,500 times. 3,500 spins on that machine. Put in 100, 100, 100. This is at $3 a spin. I was involved for 1,700. When I got up off that machine, I was down about 900, 800 and $40 something. So I'm pretty upset about that because, I mean, maybe it wasn't perfect, but it was right there, and it should have been okay. Should have been a make money proposition. I mean, if not, it should have lost like $40, $80, not really more than that. And it was terrible. So as I'm finishing up, this girl comes around, is talking to me. She's one of these part-timers that ends up blowing the money anyway. She doesn't call herself an AP. She just understands some stuff, and then she blows the money back, mainly. Although she did say, I think, that she made like $3,000 last year, which is not bad for someone who doesn't study it. They just learned it. So anyway, I start looking around to other stuff, and I'm finding 0, 0, 0. Find another borderline play that one. I lose like $60 on that one. Infuriates me even more. Then I walk around. I'm looking at the blackjack. Now this is a place where blackjack is a no-no for me. Like, it's a serious no-no here. I haven't been backed off, but I've had a talking to, if you know what I mean. And then after that, this is the place that mispaid me and overpaid me $2,000. So not really a place I want to mess with. But I went back to the high limit area like 3 or 4 times, and there was just nothing available. Everything was full or mid-shoe, and I think at this place there's no mid-shoe. I wouldn't do that anyway. Bring attention to myself and all that. So I kept looking and looking and looking, and I found some money, and I found 50, and I found 80, and I found 20, and I found 40, and I got to within 200, and then continued to looking at higher denomination stuff I don't look at anymore because it doesn't pay very well, or rarely pays, or is rarely in range. So I get within 300, I get back to 800 and something away, back to within 500, back to 800 away, and finally I find a machine, and I said, look, whatever happens, this machine, I'm leaving after this. And I had a decent hit on it, not the greatest hit, but ended up winning on that machine, and ended my session minus $304, which means we had a clean sweep, 0 wins today, bad day today. So nothing we could do about it, but I didn't lose 1,700, which is good. It was looking real bad for a long time, but I did get out of there alive, and that's what are you gonna do? Oh, right now I'm gonna continue my trip and figure things out a little bit, and I'll be back to update you. Alright guys, just a brief update. I did do some other stuff here, generic stuff that I've been doing on the side, and I did make about $275, so one little glimmer of hope today. But as I'm continuing my trip home, we had a good week this week. There's nothing wrong with losing $1,000. Once in a while, it wasn't 5,000, it wasn't 7,000. It could have been a bad day today, but overall we had a great week and good comeback from the week before, so I can't really complain. Right now it's 50 degrees, the sun is already down. Continuing my trip home and getting ready for tomorrow. Since I couldn't get the car to the shop, we'll do that tomorrow. I'll get all the spreadsheets and stuff that I created printed just in case we need them, with all the reservation codes and all that kind of stuff on them. And we'll be starting our trip tomorrow. So tomorrow night starts our trip. Tomorrow afternoon we'll go pick up some free play, and then we'll go to the airport. So I think, we can do our segments. What did you eat today, MW? And the answer is not much today. I had a little bit of vegetables and one candy bar. It was a payday candy bar. So about 600 calories so far today. I'll get home and probably cook up that chorizo and have that, and that's going to be about it for me for today. And what didn't you tip today, MW? That's right, I didn't tip today. I played 4 total sessions, including one short session, and overall, had a pretty rough day today, but had some nice comebacks, and only ended up down a little bit. And overall, not a terrible day. We survived. We're moving on, and now we're going to start our vacation. So if you have any questions or comments, my email is mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.